guys, welcome back to my channel. If you do not know me, I am Dunyale. Welcome guys. I truly appreciate each and every one of you watching this video. Now let's get to it. Today we're going to be talking about and exploring some truths, right? These truths are not random. There are our emotions. Our emotions are literally the guide that is guiding us towards everything that we have going on. It's literally like it's telling us what it is and what it ain't, right? So I'm looking at my notes. If you see me looking down, I don't want to miss anything because I think this one is going to be a big one, okay? This is one that everybody can learn from. Everybody needs to learn from because it is crucial that we understand why we feel the way we feel and what is our emotions actually telling us. What is this energy we feel when we're dealing with certain people, when we're dealing with certain circumstances? What does that feel like to us and what is it actually telling us? Okay, so today we're going to be diving a little bit deeper into that. All right, now your emotions are not random. All right, they are messages from your higher self, messages from your vibrational field, right? That vibration is like crucial because it literally tells you everything that you need to know about that situation, the circumstances, people you're around, place you're at, all these things, right? Because you start to feel it. It's like what we call our frequency. But if you tap that, if you mix that frequency with that emotion, it literally guides you to a certain point on this map, right? Now listen, they are the maps. Your emotions are the maps. They are sacred. They guide you in showing you exactly what it is that you need to understand, whether it's with your healing, whether it's with growth, whether it's deeper alignment. It's all showing us where it is on the scale that we are, okay? Instead of judging our emotions, instead of like doing all of that, what if we just kind of listen to them? What if we kind of listen to how we feel when we're around that person, when we're at that place, when we're eating this type of food? Like, what does that mean? Like, when we're feeling these things, what does it mean? Okay, it's literally our roadmap. And I got something special for you guys today because this road mapping is going to be important in our future, okay? So it's important that if you need to take notes, please take notes. Do whatever you need to do because I'm telling you, this is important, okay? Now, what if we honor our our emotions like wisdom? As the wisdom, as the guide, as the deepest parts of ourselves that already resonates with what it is that we are to be and not to be, right? So here we go. Every emotion is an experience. Every emotion is an experience. Every emotion you experience, whether it's sad, happiness, excitement, it all carries information in them. Though that information from each one of us really pinpoints something that is important to our inner world. That important space in our inner world is actually what's going to allow us to be guided in the direction that we need to go in. It's going to take us and catapult us on the journey that we are already seeking to have, this journey that we are already on, right? Now, think about it. When you feel joy, what is that saying? When you feel sadness, what is that saying? Do you feel more expanded when you're happy? Do you feel more expanded when you're angry or sad? What does that tell you? Because your body physically is showing you something that you need to understand. And if we can use this, then we can also use this energetic energy, this feeling, this emotion, this frequency to help manifest. Because it's all a part of feeling, right? Feeling and knowing is how you manifest. Feeling and knowing is how you manifest. It's just how it is, right? So think about it. What do you feel when you're angry? What boundaries are crossed? What makes you feel that angry? Like, what makes you feel that way? Because something needs to be addressed or healed in that space, right? When you're feeling sadness, what is your soul saying to you? What is your soul saying to you? Are you longing for connection, comfort? Do you want to switch your environment? Is there something there that needs to be opened up and peeled back like layers of an onion, or blooming like a flower? Like, what is it that needs to happen there in order for you not to be in that emotion? Because it's telling you how to get where you're trying to go. Okay? When you're feeling fear, what does that say? Like, pause and evaluate that. Like, when you feel fear, is there really a threat? Is it just in your head? Think about it. Like, is it just in your head? Is it an invitation on how we're supposed to grow beyond these certain circumstances and places and people and things? Like, we are literally being guided by these emotions. They are literally mapping the way for us, okay? I know personally from experience, if I'm around someone who doesn't give me a good vibe, I normally try to stay away from them. My radar is going off like, no, not this person. No, not this place. No, stop eating this food. Like, I literally have those moments. But I have trained myself to understand that when I'm having certain emotions, that I physically can feel it in my body. I know when I'm happy. I know when I'm sad. I can feel it. Everybody knows when they're happy and sad, right? But are you tuning into how your body feels also in those moments? What makes you feel these things, right? So it's our awareness in our physical, in our emotion, in our spiritual life that we need to focus on with this, because emotion mapping is definitely going to help you. Okay? Like, you literally think about that, okay? Because the emotions are like messengers. Like, they tell you what's there. And if you ignore them, you're going to keep running into obstacles. It's just like when you're not healed. When a person isn't healed, guess what happens? They keep experiencing some of the same situations over and over again. Had I not healed myself, I would not be in a space where I would be able to talk to you guys, even on here, even about my life, even about, the situations that I have been in, because I'll still be stuck trying to fight through them instead of actually absorbing them, being at peace with them, and understanding where I want to go with it, right? So being able to have that emotional awareness is good, okay? Now, when you suppress or ignore emotions, when you're cutting yourself off from messages from your soul, like, you're literally cutting yourself off from messages from your soul. You know when you go somewhere, or when you're eating something, or when you feel a certain frequency or energy or emotion about something. Like, you might just out of nowhere get this feeling of fear at this place that you didn't even want to go to in the first place. Why is that? Because your soul is telling you, hey, something's wrong here. Something's off here. Pay attention to something here, right? It's something that we need to actually focus on and understand in the process, that our emotions are just one aspect of us, okay? Now, here's the thing. You have to sit with them. You have to feel them. You have to fully feel them and ask yourself why. Because if I know that I don't like people in my personal space, right? It's a no-brainer. It's my personal space. I don't want people in my personal space. Like, that's just what it is. But why do I feel that way? What has happened to make me feel that way? Well, I can easily go back and say, when I was in elementary school, I was bullied. And there were some parts of me in middle school that also received some bullying. So it's like we literally have to allow ourselves to feel those emotions, bring them up, understand what they feel like, express them fully, dive deep into them, and find out why we're having them. Because it's crucial sometimes for us to allow ourselves to feel. That's the thing. Nowadays, nobody wants to feel anything. They just want to bypass everything and think that everything else can help cover them up and get rid of them and all these things. And I promise, guys, if you start to learn to connect, like emotionally connect to your feelings, to you, to how you feel, it's going to help, guys. Let's clear this energy. Feel the need to right now, guys. Okay. So it's going to help connect. It's going to help you connect. And see, that's the thing. Because like I said, people want to bypass all the things that hurt. They want to bypass all the things that make them angry. They want to bypass all and just get to the happy times. But those are things that are telling you something. They're literally teaching you about that experience. They're literally teaching you about your space and where you are right now on your journey. It's okay if you're not always happy. You don't have to be. Nobody wants to always be happy. But I know, like, for me, I want to be happy, but I know in reality, like, I'm a mom. I'm going to fuss. I'm going to have to yell. I'm going to have to, like be busy and be bogged down with things, and that's not where I desire to be. But I know in order for me to get to where I'm going, I have to deal with all of that, right? And it sounds weird, but at the end of the day, it's like you should be embracing your emotions. If something makes you angry, if something doesn't make you feel good, if you have to second guess yourself over and over again, it's something that keeps coming up that you need to address. And a lot of the times our emotions, our feelings are things that need to be addressed. Okay? Removing the fear, removing all the things that you no longer desire, removing everything that does not serve you from your life is actually going to help you on your journey. It's literally your stepping stones, okay? Every time something comes up, especially energetically, emotionally, you should be pausing to say, hey, why do I feel this way? And once you ask yourself that question, you should be asking yourself more questions like, okay, how did that happen? How do I feel this way? Why am I feeling this way? How is this helping me on my spiritual journey? Okay. Now, using the emotions as a spiritual compass, I have this little exercise that I want you guys to do, right? I want you to pause and feel. I mean, feel, like really feel these emotions that you are dealing with. Really feel these emotions that you have been like pushing deep, deep down. I mean, you just been shoving it down inside of yourself. It's now time for you to learn to express that, to release it. Cry it out. You know, make art. Make like some kind of little punching bag, or punch the pillow, punch the bed. Like, cry it out, scream, whatever you need to do, but it is time. It is time, okay? So pause and feel. That's the main thing right now. Pause and feel. When a strong emotion arises, make sure that you are reacting or judging them. Okay? Reacting and judging them only for this reason. You're judging why you feel that way, and then you're releasing. That is it. You're not judging the actual emotion. You're not going to judge yourself based on, oh man, I'm upset. Why am I upset? Like, no, we're not doing that. We're literally allowing those feelings to come up and asking yourself, why? Why do I feel that way? Okay. When you feeling it in your body, because a lot of times we hold emotions and stuff in our body and it causes physical ailments, it causes pain, it causes like diseases, it causes discomfort, it causes hair loss, it causes breakouts in your skin, it causes you to gain weight. Like, it's so many things that can happen when we're not releasing our emotions and the things that we've built up, the things we never told anybody about. These things, they're just sitting there collecting space. They're like a trunk covered in dust, locked away, that nobody has touched ever. Okay? So this is why we want to go there. We want you to feel it. Where do you feel any pain? Why does it feel heavy, tight, or warm? Why do you feel shaky when you think about it? Why do you feel angry when you're thinking about it? Why do you like feel so sad when you think about this particular person? Or why? Like, why is it? Why is it? Okay. And once you start getting all this down and you're not judging how you feel, okay? But you need to question why you feel that way, right? Now, number 2, the second step I want you to do is to ask yourself with compassion, of course, as if you're talking to someone else. You're talking to your inner child. You're talking to that person that is wounded, okay? Because if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling fearful, there's something there, okay? There's something there that needs to be healed. There's something there that needs to be addressed. And this is why you're doing it, okay? Now, ask yourself, what is the emotion trying to tell you? Okay? Ask yourself, what is the emotion trying to tell me? What is it trying to tell me? What does my soul want me to know from this experience? What does my soul want me to know from this aspect? Like, why am I feeling this way? What am I supposed to learn from this emotion? Why am I feeling this way? Okay? What is it telling me? Step 3, I want you to honor the message. Do not second guess how you feel. Do not second guess the thoughts that come up. The first thought that come up is usually the thought that is the problem, okay? So, if, for example, if I could say, I kind of like to stay to myself. Why is that? I could feel like I need to stay to myself as a way to protect myself. Why is that? Because I was bullied growing up. Why is that? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can literally go on and on until you have no more answers left, because it's literally going to allow you to open up. And I promise, it feels so freeing, especially when you can answer the questions, especially when you can listen to your inner self. It feels so freeing, okay? It's so freeing. It feels so amazing. And then the thing is, you no longer have to carry it. You now have opened that dusty old dirty trunk and taken out the contents in it. Now you can discard them, okay? Throw them out, okay? Because you now are in this space where you are addressing these feelings. You are acknowledging why you feel that way. And you are honoring that you had to feel this way, or you feel this way because of, right? So once you have received the wisdom, honor it. Like, make a shift, set boundaries, express yourself, express gratitude, whatever your soul was asking for in that moment. Because I know for me, I literally was in that space where I, for one, did all these steps, right? Number 1, step 2 came. I asked myself with compassion, why was these things happening? And sometimes if you don't know the answer to why something happened towards you, to you, that's okay. But now is the time for you to accept it and realize that, yeah, it happened. Yes, it hurt. Why did it hurt? Okay? It hurt because I did nothing wrong to anyone. I was shy. I was quiet. I did nothing wrong to anyone. I did not want to be in that situation. I did not want to feel embarrassed. I did not want to go through any of the things that I had to go through, nor deal with the fear of it every day, right? So even when you're in that state, even when you're in that space, right, you can now, especially with step 3, honoring that message, because I didn't want to go through those things, right? I can honor that. I can honor that and say, no, I didn't want to go through those things, but you know what? I'm grateful because I learned this from this feeling. I learned this from that situation, okay? And I think it's important that we really get clear about that, because even when we decide like, hey, I'm going to get clear about this emotion that I've been holding on to. I'm going to like address it. I need to address it. Even when you address it, it doesn't mean it's gone forever. Sometimes it's going to come back up because subconsciously it has to be removed. Okay? It has to be removed. So every time in the previous video that I posted, we talked about pushing energy out. And when you do that, what you do is you think of the thing that you no longer wish or desire, and you can tell it to leave. I no longer desire you. I no longer desire fear. You do not resonate with me anymore, and I'm choosing to release you to return to source, to become something greater, to become something better, something magnificent, something beautiful. Okay? You can literally say, hey, I no longer desire to have you. You're not the energy that I choose to feel anymore. And push it out, like visually see yourself pushing it out of this force field that is surrounding you. Okay, never to return, and visualize it like floating off into space and disintegrating, like literally. Like, do this. I promise you, these techniques and these little steps will help you, especially if you haven't learned to meditate. And if you are meditating, do this during a visualization also. It's powerful. Is literally powerful, guys. Like, so let's move on. Step 4, release and align, right? We want to release and align our energies. Okay, when you're in this step, like after you've honored how you feel, after you've honored and given gratitude to the lessons you've learned, because everything you go through, you should be learning a lesson from. Like, you should never just be like, oh, well, that happened to me and that's it. Like, no, you should have learned something from that lesson. It could be simple as, oh, learn to trust my intuition. I learned to not lend people money. I learned to, trust how people respond to me the first time. Like when people tell you who they are, to trust it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you put whatever phrase or whatever words you want to put there. However, just make sure you understand that it's important at this stage, after you've honored all of that, to breathe. It's simple as that. Like, you have to breathe, right? And with this breathing, like, you're literally just placing yourself in a position where now you can release, you can let go, because you understand, and you can realign yourself to the higher truth and get back on your path. For some reason, my sage is not lighting right. I love the smell of sage. Okay, so releasing all of that so you can get back on your path. When you're getting back on your path, it doesn't mean that all these old feelings are just going to be wiped out in one day. Sometimes you're going to have to keep pushing them out. You might have to keep going back to remapping. Okay, this thought came up again. Why do I feel that way? Okay, I feel this way because I didn't like it. Like, example, people infringing on my space. If I say, hey, I don't want people infringing on my space. I don't want people in my space that I did not invite into my space. And people constantly try to be in your space. Why do you feel that? Because it made me angry. Why does it make you angry? Because I choose to not have people in my space. And if you choose to not have people in your space and those people keep trying to be in your space, then guess why you're angry? Because you don't want people in your space, right? Like, so we have to honor those feelings. I honor every feeling I have. If I'm angry with someone, if I don't want something, if I do want something, like, I honor those feelings and I allow myself to feel those feelings. And even when I'm in a state of feeling those feelings, I allow myself to feel that way for a little while. Not every day. I'm not carrying it with me. I am doing my best and my due diligence to release, to let go and release, to let go and release, to let go and release, right? And then we going over there, because at the end of the day, like, I'm not trying to hold on to things that are no longer serving me. I have learned from this situation. I've learned to protect my peace. I've learned to protect my energy. I've learned from this, right? And then you just breathe. You breathe and you realign yourself, you refocus, okay? So here's some examples, okay? Because I know it can all get confusing sometimes when we're talking about these things as far as your soul's message based on your emotions, right? So sadness after a breakup, right? All right, listen. Sadness after a breakup, your soul's message was what? You are ready for deeper self-love before sharing yourself. Guys, when I tell you, I could cry right now. Like, when I tell you, like, I literally had to go through some bull. And I say some bull to love myself. I had to go through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I had to go through some stuff, right? And I'm pretty sure you guys understand exactly where I'm coming from with this. I had to go through some stuff. I had to go through some mess, right? But going through this stuff allowed me to transition and be in a state where I could literally be free. Be free. Be free of everything that I no longer desired. Be free of everything that I just wanted and needed in my life and didn't realize I wanted and needed in my life. And guys, when I tell you, this junk was so profound to me because I started to date myself. I started to date myself. I started to do everything that I wanted for myself. I bought myself flowers. I bought myself food. I took myself out to eat. I went to the movies. I did everything. I dated myself. And in that space, I learned that, like, I want to be treated this way. I want the person that I love to be treated this way as well. And I wanted to be in a space where I wasn't being told what to do constantly and being forced to try to love somebody who could not love me back. They just could not love me the way I wanted to be loved. And it's because that person hasn't healed from the things that they should have been healing from. Things that stemmed from childhood and up. They have not learned to heal that stuff. And I wasn't healed in that process either. So the fault is not 100% on anyone here, right? But what I learned was is I had to love myself in order to be loved, in order to love people the way that I wanted to be loved. My husband came in right after I started to love myself, and he showed me what it was like to be loved by somebody who truly freaking absolutely wholeheartedly love you with no stipulations, okay? I had never had that before. Never. So it's important that we understand, like, what we start to shift our mindset to is usually how the framework works, right? Like, it's literally going to allow us to map out where we're moving to next. It's like we literally have to make choices in what we're deciding to do. So another example, anger at a job, right? What is your soul's message here? You are meant to work, or you are meant for work that honors your passions and boundaries. I understand this the most, right? I truly understand this the most. I was working at a job, did not like it. It was hard work. It was a lot of drama. It was a lot of hard stuff to do. It was a lot of unfairness. It was just a lot, right? A lot of chaotic energy. Not to mention, my son at the time was having seizures, and they were idiopathic, and we did not know what was going on and all this kind of stuff. And I was taking care of him by myself. I had no help, right? So I'm going through all of this stuff, and I'm going through all of it. I mean, just going through all of it, right? And then I had a dream one night, and that dream showed an angel standing across from where I was working at. And I thought this was like, I was like, oh my God, like what is going on? But it allowed me to be in that space where I could, like, literally open up about how I felt, the passion behind what it is that I truly wanted to do. because anybody I work with knows, like, if you come to me and you talk to me about an issue that you're having, I was going to give you advice. I was going to help you or try to help you solve that plan or help you figure it out on how you can create your own business and all these things. Like, I was been very helpful and always been very helpful to anybody around me if they're willing to take the help and I feel like I can, actually communicate with them in that way. But it allowed me to understand, like, although I was going through chaos on this job, like, I was grateful to have a job and grateful to be able to take care of my son, because it literally put me in a space where I was just sitting here, like, with anxiety all day, hoping my son was okay, hoping that, one day I'll be able to be there with them 24/7 and it never be an issue and all this kind of stuff. And it allowed me to understand that it was something better meant for me, because it just felt too hard all the time. Like, every time I had to go to work, I had to pump myself up just to go in there. What is that telling me? And then when I got there, I was angry a lot. So what else is that telling me? Like, I had to listen to how I felt. But, it be like that sometimes. So how do you feel? How does that relate to you? How does that job thing relate to you, right? Okay, so on this journey, like, we have a few affirmations that I have here for you guys. Let me move this over. Okay. One affirmation that you can use says, my emotions are sacred messengers of my soul. My emotions are sacred messengers of my soul, right? Number 2, you can use this one as well. You can write down all 3 of these. There are 3 of them. The second one, I trust my feelings to guide me towards healing and expansion. I trust my feelings to guide me towards healing and expansion. Number 3, every emotion I feel brings me closer to my highest self. Every emotion I feel brings me closer to my highest self. Okay? Now, got them journal prompts for you guys. Are you ready? Hope y'all ready. These journal prompts are some real stuff here, guys. I'm moving my screen up and down. Give me 1 second here. All right. So if you're taking the journal prompt notes, then they're going to be in the description box and comment box, okay? So you can look for them down there if you can't come back to this. But do this for 7 days to build your emotional mastery, okay? Understanding who you are, what you are, how you're doing it, how you're getting there, all these things, okay? I need you to do this and actually love doing it, because it's literally going to put you in a place where you can understand yourself better. And that's always great, especially because you deserve everything that you want. You deserve all the good things, all the cute things, all the positive things, all the money, all the wealth, all the cars, all the houses, whatever it is that you want. The list can go on, right? The success, everything, right? You deserve that. And I co-sign on your life today that is what you are to have. All right? That is yours. It is yours. It is yours. It is yours. It is yours. So in the comment box, put what it is that's yours. Is that house yours? How big is that house? Let me co-sign on that house for you. Because I promise you, if you put in the comment box, and you say in the comment box, hey, I just bought an 8-bedroom house on 10 acres of land, I'm going to come in right up under there and say, oh, it is so beautiful. I love how your landscaping is. I love how your garage is set up. I love your kitchen. It's so beautiful. Like, I love that it feels so good and freeing being on your property. I love your garden. Like, what is that? I want to co-sign on your dream. I want to co-sign on your reality, right? So leave me a comment in the comment box and let's do that, okay? Let's do that as a community. Okay, guys, now let's get to the journal activity, okay? This journal activity is going to allow you to understand and express your feelings, your emotions. And it's also going to allow you to be able to open up to how you feel, why you felt that way, and how you felt that way, and how it got to that space, so that you can understand where you're coming from. Because a lot of the times, a lot of us don't understand why we have these problems until we go back all the way to childhood, until we go back to our teenage years, and then we realize, like, oh dang, like I went through this and maybe it made me feel like this. Like, it's important that we understand where we're coming from with it, okay? So the first thing I want you to do is to write down when you had a strong emotion. It can be recently, it can be years ago, it can be as a kid, whatever you choose to go. You can do every time frame of your life if you choose, right? So I want you to write down when you had a strong emotion recently, okay? I want you to close your eyes and breathe into the emotion for 1 minute. 1 minute, guys. So remember to take your deep breaths. I want you to think back to when you had these feelings, when you had these emotions. Think about it. Play the whole scenario out in your head. Talk it out to yourself if you need to. Now ask yourself, what is the message behind this feeling? What is the message behind this feeling? Why did you feel that way? Why did it come up? Why? What caused it? Why did you respond with this emotion? And I want you to write your soul's message that comes through for you, okay? Write your soul's message that comes through for you, because this is going to allow you to understand why you felt that way, why you ended up being in a space where you were feeling anything other than happy. Okay? And then the last thing I want you to do is to write one action you can take to honor that message. What can you honor? Like, what can you take away from the message that helped you honor why you felt the way you did and the message that came up? Because we need to understand that too. When we're going through these messages, sometimes it's important for us to accept them. Accept why we were upset, accept why we felt that way, accept why this thing had to happen to show and reveal this type of emotion to us in the first place. Okay, now I want you to do this for 7 days. Okay, this for 7 days is literally going to help you. I will post the instructions also down in the comment box, okay? The instructions for this emotional mapping practice will be down in the comment box. This emotional mapping will also be a part of my wellness workbook. I have not posted my wellness workbook yet. It is almost complete, and I'm so grateful and happy. Guys, I can't wait to put it up. It is going to be truly profound for you. This workbook is going to be profound for you. It's a digital workbook. You can print it out if you want. You can leave it on your computer. You can just write it in or whatever you need to do. But it's going to be a digital workbook that you can easily download. Now, it is profound. Like, it's going to question a lot of things. There is going to be journal prompts in there. There is things that you need to address in there. This emotional mapping is definitely one, okay? And there's a few other things in there I can't give away yet because I want you guys to be able to get this workbook. Use it to the best of your benefit, because it is definitely something that is eye opening. Okay, it's going to allow you to decide who you are, the path that you're taking, the journey you're choosing, because I literally have been working on it for months. Okay, 4 months. And I promise it's going to be everything that I'm telling you it is. Okay, everything. So remember, you are not broken because you feel deeply. Okay, some people feel like because they cry, because they get really upset, because they feel really happy, because they feel like something's wrong with them. And you hear people say it jokingly all the time, like, something wrong with you. Like, why you so happy? Why you so sad? Why you so this? What's wrong with you? Like, we use that loosely, but you need to remember that on a real to real scale, like if we being real with each other, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you, and it's okay for you to feel deeply. It's okay for you to feel the way that you feel, okay? And it's important that we understand that our emotions are the language of our soul. It is literally showing us where we're going, what we're doing, and how to get there. So it's important that we understand that this is guiding us. These emotions are guiding us. And sometimes they are used to release as well. Sometimes we have things built up that we may not have released. And releasing those things is actually going to catapult it to a better frequency for you. Change that vibration. It can also help clear out that clutter in your subconscious. And remember, do not run these things in your head. Say no to them at the door. As soon as it starts, release it. Okay? Already speak to yourself as if you've already healed, you've already changed, you've already have that thing, you're already on that path and transition of having whatever it is that you're seeking, right? Remember, okay? So we're gonna listen, we're gonna honor, we're gonna heal, and we're gonna expand. All right, that is our goal. That is our goal with this emotional mapping. We're going to listen, honor, heal, and expand. Those are the things that we're doing, okay? And that's how we're going to take the action and hold the frequency, because that is exactly what it is, right? Getting clear, taking the action, holding the frequency. And in order to do that with this, we're going to need to realize like the emotion mapping, okay? So until next time, guys, I hope this was very helpful. Please hit the like and subscribe down below. Join the family if you haven't. I would love to have you here. As we are leaving and shifting off of this video, I would like to bless you with whatever your dreams and hearts and desires are. I pray that everything that you desire to have is yours, times a million, times whatever infinite amount you choose to have. That house is yours, that car is yours. Everything that you desire is working out in your favor. There is no fear, there is no doubt, only progress, only success, only peace, only love, only abundance, only wealth. That is what I proclaim over your life. And until next time, guys, I wish you the very best day ever you could possibly have in your life each and every day. And until next time, peace.